Hi guys, I've always wanted to do this, so I'm going to do a real quick sushi rolling demonstration. So I've got my sushi rice here with just a little bit of rice vinegar in it. Over here I've got water because you want to make sure that your hands are wet when you're handling the rice because it loosens it up enough to where you can actually put it onto the nori, which is right over here. I've got my cut up carrots and everything all ready to go. These are actually fresh from the garden, and so are my cucumbers today. Avocados I haven't learned to grow yet here, but soon enough, hopefully. So I'm just going to jump right in and get started. So definitely want to make sure that I've got my hands nice and damp for this process, just so I can see how nice it loosens up like that. And then I just bring it over to my nori, lay it out really quickly and clean. Of course, you know, if this was a real demo, I'd actually have one ready to go. But since I don't, I'll just keep talking while I do it. So today we actually have some salmon that we cooked on the grill. Just use a really nice light garlic and herb seasoning to put that together. I like to use cooked salmon at home just because it's easier for us to not put the raw product in there. It's a little difficult where we live to find it around here that's sashimi grade. Oh, anyway, so once I get that rice spread out nice and thin on the top of that nori, I flip it over, just lift it up and flip it so that all that rice is sitting on the outside of the roll. Now I'm just going to go ahead and add a little bit of carrot here and some of our cucumber from the garden, which is definitely ripe and ready to go. And then I like to put a nice layer of avocado on there because that is by far my favorite part of the whole thing. Now I'm just going to grab some salmon, excuse me for a second. And I basically just chunk the salmon up and layer it in alongside everything else. Okay. Once I have my salmon, I want to bring everything together as best I can, and then I go on the back side of my bamboo roller here. Got to get everything in there where it's supposed to be. And I just bring the bamboo roller up and over the top. So if you look, if I peek underneath here, you can actually see how I'm bringing that nori up and over the top of the cucumber and the salmon. And then I'm just going to kind of press down with my thumbs a little bit so that I can get it all nice and tight in there so that it stays where it goes. And I'm actually squeezing everything together in there to make that nice cylinder shape. Now, this part's a little tricky. You want to make sure that you're tucked underneath over there, otherwise it'll bunch up and then it makes a mess. But at this point, you just kind of give it a little push and grab the top as you go across. And then all of a sudden, here you go. You got yourself a nice roll. So now cutting it can be a little bit tricky. One thing you want to do is make sure that you dampen your knife just a little bit so that it'll actually cut through. I usually will half it first. That way I'm working with just one side at a time. And then I want to make sure to push my knife across the top because I'm only going to just cut a little bit of this off at a time. Typically you're going to get about 8 slices out of each one. And there you go. Homemade sushi. Thank you.